Hey James, give me a revolutionary coach you think that changed the game.
Jerry Sloan, godfather pick and roll. Now in every offense, you can run some type of quick action. You can run, your fluff beforehand. Everything almost turns into a pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I know for us in the college level, 10 seconds, flat ball screen, high ball screen. Everything is a ball screen.
It is.
And I think Jerry Sloan really incorporated that in the teams where you had John Stockton and Malone. Even then, the next guys, it was a little bit of time off, but then it's Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer. So I think John Stockton was one of mine, man. Man, give me one.
I'm going to go Paul Westhead.
Love it. I love it. Paul Westhead. Love it. The system. I love it.
The system. LMU, man. Loyola Marymount University, for those unfamiliar. Basically, they said, we just going to outscore you. We're just going to put up shots. We're just going to put them up, and you can put them up too. But eventually, we're going to be in better shape than you, basically. He said, we're going to put up a shot, within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. And then after that happens, you get the ball, but we're going to try to turn you over. And then once we try to turn you over, you get your shot. We got the ball back. We're 10 seconds.
Right down your throat. Yeah. So, I love Paul Westhead. He was he has a NBA championship and he has a WNBA championship. So
Wild.
That's he's the only coach who's ever done that. So he's for sure one of the revolutionary coaches. But then it goes into Paul Westhead to the 7 seconds. He goes into Mike D'Antoni.
Right.
And Mike D'Antoni
brings it to the
NBA, the ball screen, more spacing with having Amari at the 5, Shamir at the 4, so
filling those corners, having a 4-man that'll take that 3.
They shot more 3-pointers than any other team in their time in the 7 seconds or less era. But then you see the evolution of his own offense, where it turns to a little bit longer possessions when you got James Harden. But he's such a great dynamic one-on-one scorer, but they're still spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool seeing that. Then you see the evolution of that, and you see Nate Oates at Alabama, where it's still ball screens. We're still there. I mean, they're still trying to score in 7 seconds, but then they have multiple players like Javon Quinterly and Brandon Miller. They'll have them spaced out very far out from the 3-point line, and their best players are putting the ball on the deck trying to create. Catch and shoot threes. So I think that's humongous. Another guy I think that is revolutionary, of course, is Phil Jackson. And offense and Tex Winters with the triangle offense. Also just how, Phil Jackson treated those guys, the locker room aspect of Phil Jackson.
Beyond X's and O's, basically.
Went beyond X's and O's. But talking about the X's and O's, you can see that triangle offense into a lot of the stuff that the Warriors do.
Facts.
Hitting low post or hitting the pinch post, split actions now, and just movement without the ball. And I think that's so big of, teaching kids how to play the game of basketball now, or your college teams or even professional teams. Is just like you see the best teams aren't really relying on one guy. Exactly. They are relying on a team knowing how to play with one another. So defensively, man, what do you think defensively? Because I have some guys in mind defensively.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shout out Nolan Richardson. 40 Minutes of Hell, man. Arkansas basketball. That was another one where it was just, built just based on the way I like to play basketball.
If your daddy coached AAU, I promise you're probably pressing 40 minutes.
Listen, you were it was no let up. It was just, like I said, based on how I like to play basketball, I like playing fast. I like getting up and down. I don't like a slow down game, even though there are parts of the game where it's very, very much necessary. But for a whole game, my game plan, I want to play fast. And that's exactly what Nolan Richardson said. He's like, all right, we're going to play fast and physical. We're going to be up in you the whole game. We're probably going to bump you a little bit. Everything you're going to try to get it's going to be hard on that end. we're not gonna let you movement isn't gonna be free. Like I said, there's gonna be bumping cutters. We're gonna get up on screens. We're gonna get through them. Like it's just gonna be a whole lot of. I just feel like it's really physical, like a really physical way to play. But it wears on you if you got the right guys. If you got the horses, man. I say, you got. And I always think of this in my head. I don't know why, but it's like if I had an ideal team, I would want 5 6'8" guys, but all a different 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Give me a couple of guys, give me a strong 6'8" dude, give me a long 6'8" dude, give me a 6'8" shooter. Give me 5 guys that and they all can handle the ball maybe. And that's kind of how, I mean, I know that isn't what he had exactly, but it's just that just having, 5 guys on the floor who can do a lot of things, but they're also physical and they're strong and they're smart. That's my ideal. That's kind of how I would like picture it. My perfect team.
Your perfect team.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, back to Nolan Richardson. I mean, he was definitely like one of those guys defensively where he was like, this is important and I'm going to like nail this down. And it isn't really so much about the X's and O's when it comes to that. I think it's more about an attitude, a mentality. You have to be mentally tough to play defense. I mean, even right now today, it's very hard to play great defense for 32, 40, 48 minutes. Yeah. It's just hard because each year the offense they get a different advantage, a new rule advantage, and it's very difficult. So it's more of a mentality. You got to want to play defense. And I think he instilled that in all his players. I mean, he won a JUCO national championship, an NCAA national championship, went to 3 Final Fours, Hall of Fame coach. I think he was very revolutionary because now you see that. You see that a lot. Like, heck, the way I coach, get up in him, be physical, man. All 40 minutes, I need you up into him. So I think he's very revolutionary. And then he kind of led to another guy that I kind of as a kid watched a little bit, Shaka Smart, when he was at VCU. That Havoc. I mean, basically it's the same thing. It's more of a zone press. Like, so it's more like 12. I got 1 guy up, 2 guys. They got 1-and-1 or 2 back, depending on how they're set up. And then it's just basically like we're just up into you. Like, and it's like I say, it wears you down, man. It's hard. It's a hard way to play basketball, especially if they're just not letting you get those opportunities, like they're making it hard on you. Like they're really, as opposed to Paul Westhead, who's like, we're just trying to turn you over. And if you get the layup, whatever, we're going to just come back and score. It's more of a, no, once you get past this press, you still got to, hey, we're still making it tough on you, pushing you out and making you actually have to run your offense for those 35 seconds. So those 2 guys, I think, are, really revolutionary as far as defense goes.
And then for my guys defensively, man, going to the modern era, Steve Kerr, when he's having those death lineups and having guys can switch 5, everybody switching and, being able to throw those like smaller guys out there, but they're able to just, there's that switching.
Andre Iguodala.
And I think that disrupted, and when you're able to switch anything, that disrupted a lot of sets. And I think now from that, now guys are playing more read and react basketball, more quick sets. It isn't like going down there and running a set play now because you can disrupt everything. You just switch everything.
Everything is a switch.
And then Coach Bud with the Bucks, where he's one of the first coaches to just play that drop coverage and just relying on drop coverage and just letting his bigs stay big and not switching or not hard hedging and just letting them stay back, trying to have their point guard chase that point guard around the screen. So you can't just, not going under it. So they're not just shooting threes the whole time. Right. But getting them over the screen. And then, in the NBA or just in general basketball, you want to, the most efficient shots are free throw, layup, or 3. And they're not trying to give up, and they do a great job of, not giving up threes, but then they have playing that drop coverage makes them so great of not giving up easy layups as well.
To the bucket. You can't with a Brook Lopez there or a Giannis.
Yeah.
Man.
So, but I mean, these are our revolutionary coaches. Share with us your thoughts. Give us, like you might think there's another guy that we left out, but comment below and let us know your opinion.